Hello YouTube, this is Pastor Green. I'm going to be doing an interesting thing today. So over the weekend I went to the Indianapolis Children's Museum with my family, and they have a lot of things that they have going on there. They've got Paw Patrol. I took my kids down there to see the Paw Patrol exhibit. They also have a dinosaur exhibit, a space exhibit. They've got like archaeologist type exhibits. They've got a play area for kids, a science place. Right now, until January the 5th, looks like they have Rome going on. You can actually go down there. I'm sorry, not Rome, but Greece, and you can see what's going on. But what I want to talk to you today is the dinosaur exhibit, and just point out a couple things that I saw down there that I thought was interesting. So the first area we went to was the Dinosphere, and in the Dinosphere, it's a really small section. They've got about like 8 dinosaurs in there, and they've got a couple different displays. They got a place where you can actually like dig in the rock and dig out some dinosaur bone, and they've got a mummified dinosaur there, which I really wanted to get pictures of, but every time I tried to go over there, it was really dark and my camera wasn't working very good, so I couldn't take pictures of that. There's also little events for the kids, different puzzles and different games and stuff like that. Um, and as you're walking in, they've got this fossil of this super croc. It's a great big huge croc. It's probably about 50 feet long from nose to snout, from nose to tail. And it's really interesting. They had a sign sitting there saying, "This is not a dinosaur. It just lived with dinosaurs." And when I asked one of the workers walking around there, "Why are they saying this is not a dinosaur? This is just they just live with dinosaurs." And they said, "Well, we can't say it's the dinosaur because if we said it's the dinosaur, alligators are alive today, so that would mean that man lived with dinosaurs. So we can't say that." And then they said, "Well, the leg structure is different than dinosaurs. They have a different type of leg structures. The dinosaurs actually have legs that go in the, parallel with the body, where these actually go, they jump off to the side of the body, so they're not dinosaurs." And he tried to talk his way out of it. And as I was talking to some of the people down there, I was kind of asked, not asked so many questions because it was disturbing what they're doing there. So, but I thought it was really interesting to show this crocodile, a super long crocodile. I mean, it was huge. It was, like I said, about 50 feet from the nose all the way to the end of the tail. And they have that. You can actually see it from the point of view that I'm showing here. And then you can also go to the side over where the snout is. And then as you walk in, you can see these 3 dinosaurs, and they're actually really cool looking. You can see it from one side, and then you can go to the side. This whole entire room, the little clouds behind it, is like a screen that changes. So there's daytime and nighttime, and there's times where it's raining, and you can go behind it, and they have different things where you can smell different things, so that way you know what you'd be like to be a dinosaur, to smell different things that's around you. And they had like flowers and other dinosaurs and things like that. Not that they know what dinosaurs smell like, but they had a dinosaur you could smell and say, "Oh, this is a such and such dinosaur." If you were a T-Rex or something, you could smell this and want to eat it. And then on the other side, they have a dinosaur, a Gorgosaurus, who's eating another dinosaur. Then they have some little baby dinosaurs sitting over there. And then on the other side, you can see the big T-Rex sitting here on the side. And that's really the only really dinosaurs they had in this room. It was like a circular room, and so 3 sides of you had these dinosaurs. And then they had like somebody in the middle talking at certain points of the day about the different type of dinosaurs. And of course they have signs everywhere saying 150 million years ago and 70 million years ago and all this crazy stuff like that. And I kept trying to ask them how they know that these are 70 million year old dinosaurs or 150 million year old dinosaurs. And they said, "Well, it's just a lot of complicated stuff. We really can't go into it." And I asked the guy, I said, "You're telling me you date the dinosaur by what rock layer it's in?" And he's like, "Well, yeah, we date the dinosaur by which kind of rock layer it's in. If it's this rock layer, we know that it's this many years old." And I said, "Yeah, but then you go ahead and you date the rock layer by what fossils inside of it." And he kind of looked at me and he said, "Well, it's a lot more complicated than that, but we're not really going to get into that." So then we went upstairs, and they had this really interesting thing where they sit you aside, they give you some pieces of paper, and they say, "Now there's this thing we do in paleontology where we find a fossil, some type of bone, And what we're supposed to do is we're supposed to look at this bone and see exactly what this bone looks like, and we're supposed to, imagine what this animal would look like. And they took my son and they said, okay, what kind of animal do you think this is? And my son looked at it and he said, okay, it's got sharp teeth in the front and plant-eating teeth in the back, and I think it's probably some type of a herbivore. I think it eats plants. The guy said, okay, he eats plants. That's pretty cool. Okay, now look at his head structure. What kind of head structure do you think it is? Where do you think the eyes go on this bone? And my son looked at it for a while and he said, I think it's some type of a Pteranodon or a pterodactyl or something like that. And the guy's okay, so it's a flying dinosaur. Okay. I look at this little tusk on the top of its head, or this little bone on top of its head. What do you think it is? And my son kind of looked at it and said, oh, I think it's some kind of a tusk. And so the guy said, okay, well, I want you to take this piece of paper and draw what you think the dinosaur looks like. And YouTube, I want you guys to just pause the video for a second, and I want you guys to look at this dinosaur head. I'm sorry, not this dinosaur head, but this bone here, this skull. And think, what kind of dinosaur do you think it would be? And I want you guys to put in the comments, I think it's this type of dinosaur. I think it's an omnivore, carnivore, herbivore. I think it's flying, swims, or I think it's on something on the ground. And you know, I think it looks like, and just mention some type of animal. It looks like a cow or a turkey or a Tyrannosaurus Rex or maybe a roach, or whatever you think this is. And just so you know, this head's probably about maybe a foot or so long, and maybe about 6 inches or so high. I probably should have measured it for you guys so you know, but it's a pretty good size head. So I want you guys to pause the video, and I want you to comment, what kind of thing you think. I mean, it's got sharp teeth in the front, and it's got the plant-eating teeth in the back, and you can see on there the little sharp teeth, and then it's got the little thing on top. What do you think that little bone on top's for? Just go ahead and pause the video and do that. I'm going to go ahead and just not talk for about 3 seconds. So my son looked at it and said, I think it's a plant eater that flies, and I think that little thing on top of his head, it must be some kind of a tusk. And so he drew this little picture here, which is a pretty cute picture. And I looked at it and I said, I think that's probably some type of a pig, because pigs eat plants and they also eat meat, and it has that great big huge tusk on top of his head, and that looks like it would be a structure that would actually hold a big muscle for some type of thing, for a big muscle like to control the nose or something. And a lot of pigs, they dig in the dirt, so I think it's some type of a pig. And the guy kind of looked at me and goes, "Oh, you think it's a pig? That's interesting." And then he showed us what it really is. So let's see if you guys are right. It's a tapir. They have the pig type of creature that has that elephant type nose. It's a pretty interesting little guy there. So tell me if you guys got it right, what you guys thought it was and stuff like that. And then I turned the corner and they had this really cool skeleton here. It's a Dracolax horgwataza, I don't know how to pronounce it, but so this is a new type of dinosaur that looks like a dragon. And if you guys have watched my creation seminar 4, I'm sorry, not 4, but 3A, I believe it is, dinosaurs in the Bible, you know that I talk about how there's different there's people in the Bible and all throughout the world have talked about dragons. And if you look at the dictionary, it says dragons are a mythical creature. They don't exist. There's no such thing as dragons. But they found this dinosaur fossil that looks just like a dragon. And if you look at the side, it's some kind of a bipedal thing with small arms, and it's got this really cool dragon's head, as you can see right there. And they said, it looks like a dragon. It's like a dinosaur looks like a dragon. It says right here, a new type of dinosaur that looks like a dragon. And it says, and when you saw this creature's head, you weren't sure what kind of dinosaur it was. It had spiky horns, bumps, and a long muzzle, looked like a dragon. And it shows you other creatures that have the same type of a head structure. It says that in fact it's a new type of dinosaur, a member of the bony head family. These are plant eaters, and they're known for butting each other with their thick skulls. And I think it's funny they call it a plant eater. When you look at its skull, you can see pointy, sharp teeth. And this was really all they had down there was a display and this little small saying on there, you know. But and upstairs on the second floor, they have this little section there where they show you this dinosaur again, and you can look over there on the right, and you can see the little spikes on his head. And then this is what they did. They took they took an artist rendering of what they think it would look like with skin, and as you can see, it's very dragon-like. Um, it's actually pretty cool, I think. So you know, people that are scoffing me for saying that I think that basically dragons were just what people before dinosaurs were existed they called dinosaurs. And this is one of those really cool fossils that they found that looks just like a dragon. So I'll go ahead and put a link to the thing on top so you guys can go check out my dinosaurs in the Bible so you can see that. But I thought that was really cool. And then we were walking around and saw a bunch of other stuff. And then I saw this sign that says "One World, Many Religions," and they have this display inside. And I've got one more picture, but every single thing in there that's got words on it is talking about the Muslims. And you know, the Muslims do they have this great prayer and they have these great traditions, and they celebrate the seasons and they gather in sacred spaces, and it's all the whole entire thing's about Muslims. You know, you can't really. I use my cell phone, so you really can't read very well. But the whole thing's about Muslims, and I thought that was very interesting that they had one world, many religions, and they only show one religion in there. And I don't know if they're trying to give some hype to the Muslims and say, hey, Muslims are good people, blah 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 blah. Or maybe every month they put a new religion in there. I don't know. It's very possible that every month there's a new religion displayed here, and that's probably what they do. I don't know, but I just thought it was interesting when I went there. They were talking about the Muslims. So, you know, you think you see a sign that says "One World, Many Religions"? They'd have multiple religions displayed, but they only have the one. And like I said, I didn't ask anybody, and it's very possible they show one every month or one every week or something, and I just happen to go on Muslim Day. I don't know, but I just thought that was interesting, and I wanted to share that with you guys. So yeah, like please subscribe to my channel, click the like on this video, and also comment. And I like to know what kind of things you guys thought about the little dinosaur exhibit and that really cool dinosaur that looks like a dragon. And what did you guys think that skull was? Did you think that skull was some type of a dinosaur or a living creature or something that let's swim in the water or whatever? Tell me what you guys thought about that. I thought it was a pig, and I was close. I never would have guessed a tapir because I've seen them, but I don't know what they're called. But I thought that was pretty cool. So like I said, subscribe, like, and then comment. And let me know what you thought about the video, and if I should do more of these type of things where I go to different museums and talk about the dinosaurs. And I'm hoping that in the future I can interview somebody there and have a little question and answer with them and see what how silly they are with their questions. Because I was asking some questions to some people, and the archaeologists, people that work there, were getting kind of mad at me for asking questions and making their religion look kind of dumb. But yeah, thank you guys for watching my video, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.